Kia ora, how's it going? Thomas here. In this video I'm just doing a little bit of maintenance and a repair on my two mountain bikes. So the repair I'm doing is a stripped pedal thread. So I accidentally put my mountain bike pedals on the wrong way, so I stripped the thread on the aluminium with the steel. So now what I've had to do is I've got this tap here. I think it's a tap or a die, but it's one of the two. I think it's about a 14 or 15 millimeter. It doesn't say and I can't remember off the top of my head, but at the time I ordered it and I know it's the right one. And then to also fix it, I've got these little threads here. I forgot the proper name for them, but I've got left and rights. So with my main mountain bike I have a giant Trance, and that back tyre on that is slowly leaking. The leak I have on that is between the rim and the tyre. So what I've done, I've gone to Evo Cycles and I repaired one of these here. It's all pretty cool colouring in that, so got all the sealant inside there. You do have little scoops and stuff you can scoop it, but it is best just to take this off and pour it in, and I'll show you how that is done. Alright, so what I've got set up here is I've pre-drilled the hole to like a 14.5 size, so then this will neatly sit in and go all the way to the thread. And then now I'm just trying to keep it as straight as I can and just slightly press down. The best way is to take all of these components off and hold it in a vise where you can get it perfectly level, but I don't exactly want to take this off. Also, this one here was labelled left and we're doing the right pedal, so the main thing is, like what I've experienced, is double check that you're working on the right side of the bike, because everything looks the same but the threads are vice versa. So now I've got to this point where the thread is at the top there, so I think it's probably best just to keep on going through rather than trying to reverse it out. So, and also there is a proper tool to go on the tap, but my one is too small and it doesn't fit on this. These vice grip pliers would be enough, and hopefully my experience would help me, which I think it has. Everything's looking pretty even at the moment. It is also quite a messy job. I still don't know if this is actually going to work out yet or not. Alright, so if I loosen this, oh, that's on tight, bring that through. I've got two here, and I remember from the packaging that the silver one's on the left and the black ones are on the right. Alright, sweet, so that's going in pretty good at the moment. I'm feeling pretty happy at the moment now putting this in, because this means that I'm going to be able to ride this bike after like a whole month and a half of not being able to. Because this bike here is really nice for just riding around the streets and just cruising around. But since this has been broken, originally I tried to glue it on and, you know, give all of that a go, but before actually buying all the parts, because the parts here were about $200 and took maybe about 3 weeks to ship from Europe. Alright, so what I have here is just some Fixel super strong bonding sealant. I'm not too sure if this will work good or Loctite, but I don't have any Loctite at the moment, so I'll give this a go. It is pretty durable, so I guess we'll find out and see. So right now I'll just double check to make sure the thread is the way I want, so goes on all good that way. So I'll just place it down in the ground facing towards the way I want it to go. I'm not too sure how much of this to use, but I'll put a little bit in just to kind of cover over the entirety of the hole as well. Then I will also screw the thread in. It's probably an easier way to screw the thread in with the wheel on. I feel that's feeling pretty tight. Is it going to wobble? It doesn't feel like it spins, alright. So the past 3 times I went out on this bike, the pedals both came loose after like half an hour of riding. So hopefully I can have a decent ride on one of the tracks with this bike and I can actually test out these new pedals. I've recently had some air leaking out through right here, so I've marked it with some electrical tape and what side I am on. I did submerge the tyre in water so I could see exactly where it was coming from. So I've put some sealant in here at the moment and pumped the tyre back up, but I'll deflate the tyre and put a little bit more sealant in just so I can show you how easy it is for the video. So right now I'm just going to deflate the tyre. So I've already took the valve cap off, so then what you do is you release this little one here, and if you tap on it you can hear the air coming out, and there's quite a bit of air, so you can hold it, and it does, I can already smell all the sealant inside the tyre like slowly coming out. But since I had the valve up, none of it's going to burst out because all of the sealant is down at the bottom here. In the pack I got from Cycles had this little pink thing, so what you do is then you put that over the valve there and just loosen that top bit. You could probably do it with some long nose pliers or something like that, but I would probably recommend it using a yeah, a bit of air in there. Gave me a fright. Alright, so now it's pretty flat. It's not too flat that the bead has been lost, since these tyres are tubeless. I've used about half the pack. The guy at the bike shop said to use half a pack, so I'll use a little bit more just to be on the safer side, I suppose. So what you do, you got a little in there depending on what you get, but this one has a little top there. Put the bike up that way, whip that in, flip the bike upside down, give it a little squeeze, or just slowly make sure to watch the scales and how much you're putting in. So obviously I put some in before, so that will be enough. And again with this, you're just doing it finger tight, you don't need to do it over. So right now I'm getting a bit of resistance here, and it's not wanting to go much more past that, so that will be fine. I've got a Makita pump here. You can use a hand pump, but I prefer the little Makita pump compressor because I can set the PSI. And then now with the sealant in and it's all pumped up, since my holes are here with this blue electrical tape, I'm just going to have this sitting down at the bottom, and then I'll lean this on an angle towards this side because the leaks were on this side of the room, not that side. So I'll just leave it on there overnight just to make sure it does get into where it needs to go to stop the leak coming up the tyre. This is how I'm going to leave the bike overnight, just laying on the side that it's on, so hopefully in the morning it's all good. And I guess over the next few days that's when I'll really be able to tell if it has fixed the leak or not. But for this video, that's that bike all fixed. This bike hopefully fixed, and the scooter's looking fresh as in the middle. My footprints on it because I ride it in the rain. Thank you for watching this video, and a little bit of maintenance and repair on your mountain bike. Leave a comment down below if you want to know where to buy the materials from to fix your pedals, and I'll reply to the comment with the link. But for now, cheers. So stick around for the next video, because I'll probably stick around for the next video. I'll hopefully be outside on the mountain bikes, and I'll be able to get some actually GoPro footage and camera footage on the scooter as well.